We just got home after a very long 2-hour appointment with Harrison's neurosurgeon and plastic surgeon. So we talked to them about what we wanted to do with Harrison's surgery, what we wanted to have happen, and essentially we scheduled his surgery. We don't have a date set up for it yet. I'm waiting for a call from the plastic surgeon's office with the date that his surgery is going to be held on. We know that it's going to be in the middle of June, so essentially it's a month away. And we know exactly, how long his hospital stay is going to be, what to expect during the surgery, and, what the risks are. So yeah, we're just waiting to hear back on that. I want to give you guys a little bit of an idea of what his surgery is going to encompass, because it's such a big surgery for him that I know I'm going to get a lot of questions regarding this. So I figure I might as well just tell you guys here. So he's having what is called a cranial vault remodel. So essentially is what they do is they go in and they remodel his entire head. So everything from the front, the back, the sides, and completely reshape it. The doctor said that he has a pretty severe, coughs. So the doctor said that he actually has a pretty severe case of craniosynostosis, because from the soft spot on the top of his head right here all the way back to the back of his head is completely fused. And so in order to repair it, or in order for him to have a normal shaped head, they have to go in and surgically repair it. There's no way to do a wait and see approach. We're already too old, or I should say he's already too old for the endoscopic procedure. And so the next available option for him are basically 2 different surgeries. We decided to go with the cranial vault remodel because it's even though it's the most invasive surgery, it's the less stressful on him, because it doesn't require him to go in and have double surgeries. The other option that we were given, he would have to go in for his initial surgery and then about a month later go back in again and have some hardware removed from his head, as well as in between that time going in and having weekly x-rays done, as well as having screws screwed into the top of his head, and weekly, what do you want to call it? Weekly screws? Weekly unscrewing his head essentially, because we would have to go in and turn the distractors in order to create the more open head look, you know, instead of the flat, narrow head that he has now. So essentially is what they're going to do is they're going to take his head, which, you know, instead of being like the circular head, his head's pretty much like, you know, top. So it's pretty thin and pretty long and narrow. So they're going to go in and they're going to do a zigzag incision from one ear all the way to the other. And they're going to remove the entire top portion of his skull. And they're going to cut off pieces of bone that is required in order to reduce the circumference of his head. Because his head is so long and it's fused at the top right here, the pressure from his brain is causing his head to grow out lengthwise. And so in order to create a rounder head, they have to remove bone because there's no way to create that with the amount of bone that's already there. And they were saying that they don't go in and, you know, like the top of your head, they don't go in and just kind of like bump it out and create a, you know, the round head there. They keep, you know, your current head shape in consideration, and they just kind of round it up top and then round it in the back so it looks more natural. Because with his head, come here, dude. Because with his head, oh, you look at the camera. Come here. Let's turn your head a little bit. Because with his head right here in the back, it's very long and very pointy. So they have to go in and essentially pull it down, cut out bone to create a more circular look.
I'm not sure I understand.
Sorry, Siri's going off on my watch. And then, you know, and then they have to go in and, you know, the top of his head, because it's so long right here, they just kind of round it out to make it look more normal, essentially. So the surgery itself is a 6 to 8 hour long surgery. They said that with his procedure, he would most likely be the only one in that day, and it would be a pretty early morning. More than likely, they'd want the surgery to start by 7:30. So more than likely, we'd have to be there by like 6 o'clock. You know, I don't exactly know how early, but they said we would need to be there pretty early, and that he would stay in the ICU for at least a day, and then all right, so I kind of got a little distracted there for a second. My phone went off, and I used my phone to record. Anyway, so he'll be in the ICU for a day, and then he will be moved to the his regular room for the remainder of his stay at the hospital. They said that he'll be there for about 4 days. There will be some pretty, not severe, but pretty considerable swelling his head, because they have to literally go in and remove so much bone, and they literally pull back their skin from the top of their head. And so he'll have some pretty bad swelling. Oh, cough, man. He'll have a pretty bad swelling on days 2 and 3, and then it usually ends up subsiding by then. And so that's what's going to happen with him. I'm not excited about this. I'm not happy. I'm holding it together. I'm really afraid and not necessarily angry, but, you know, just more, honestly, I don't know. There's so many emotions running around inside me that one moment I'm struggling not to cry, and the next moment I'm completely in control, knowing exactly what I want knowing exactly what's going to happen and being perfectly fine with it. Oh, somebody's tired. So, you know, it's definitely something that he needs. They did say he has a really severe case of cranio, so it needs to be repaired, or else he does risk issues later in life, such as developmental delays, mental retardation, pressure on the brain, which could result in tissue death. You know, there's just a lot of different things that could end up happening. And with it being his head and his brain, I don't want to risk anything happening to him. So I'm gonna go put him down real quick. We're trying to get Harrison down to bed. It's 6:10, and I think that I'm actually just going to go get him ready for bed for the night. He's super tired. He really hasn't eaten much at all today. We were in Salt Lake at his doctor's appointment all day long, and so he's tired. He's got to be hungry, so I'm just gonna go get him ready for bed. Normally I don't get him ready for bed until about 7:30. Well, sometimes 7:30. Most of the time it's 7. My dogs are being crazy, but as soon as I hear back from the plastic surgeon's office on Harrison's surgery date, I will update you guys. I will see you guys later. Have a great night. Bye. I just got home from work, and we leave our dogs outside of their kennels during the day, and we always try to keep things picked up, but of course when you have a pain in the butt dog like Ryder, he always gets into things. So I came home and I saw this burp rag torn up. So Ryder ate it, more than likely, because he eats everything, and we'll be on poop duty for the next little bit, or puke duty, depending on which one happens first. But anyways, I just got the email with Harrison's surgery date. It's currently May 9th, and his surgery will happen on Monday, June 24th. And so that's the last week of June, and then I will be taking time off for his surgery. I ended up contacting the neurosurgeon's office because I hadn't heard anything yesterday, and I was curious to see if I was going to get a phone call or anything anytime soon. And so I emailed them, and that's when I heard from his plastic surgeon's office with the information on his surgery day. So far that is what I have. As soon as I got that info, my heart started beating really fast, and I started crying because I'm prepared in a sense for what's coming. I know logically what is going to happen, but the emotions still are whatever they want. Scared. I don't know. I'm just ready to be done with this. I'm ready to be what they call on the other side in the cranial groups that I'm in, so that Harrison can focus on healing, and we can focus on, the future, the rest of his life, and him growing up to be a happy, healthy little boy. So here's to, planning for the next month and a half, essentially. See what I need to get done. There's some things that I want to buy for him, clothes-wise, because a lot of parents say that you don't want to put anything over their head for a while. So I want to make sure that he's got some clothes ready for that time, pajamas, and And then also I want to start looking into doing certain things that we want to do before he has his surgery. I'm assuming there will be a point where he can't, say for instance, go swimming for a certain amount of time, or he can't do this until his incision is healed. And so I'm going to start planning and looking into fun little things that we can do together. But so far that is what I've got, and it is time. Well, the garage door is opening and they are finally home, so I'm gonna go see my baby.